dare get in front of me, dickhead. All right, so, you know, something else that made me withdraw during my period of reflection or whatever. Some people would call it depression. It was really more loneliness than anything, and like self-reflection, trying to figure out what the fuck. I'm 30 years old now. What the fuck are you gonna do with the rest of your life type shit? That's what I was going through. But at the time too, I was comparing myself to other people around me that I fuck with, that I love, that they're doing well for themselves, that I see doing so well for themselves, that people that I've essentially kind of virtually grown up with, you know, like in business and in this information, just, you know, we've grown up, we've been cool, you know what I'm saying, for a long time, seen each other have kids, or kids are growing up and shit, all that shit, right? So it's a handful of brothers that I definitely look up to. We're all the same age. And these motherfuckers have this way about breaking down information that's like, it's admirable, but on another level, it's enamored. I feel enamored. I know that's the word I'm looking for, but I don't think that's the tense I'm trying to use it in. Anyways, all right, no homo, it's attractive. Like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey. Why I listen to them? I like the way they speak. The passion in which they speak with, like why they did what they did, what made them move, what propelled them to ignore all the obstacles and the you can'ts for the dream type shit, right? Like E.T. is another person. Speakers. When I first heard Barack Obama speak, this was probably in 2004. I think it was like at the Democratic National Convention or something. He was speaking somewhere. I knew then. I said, that man, if he run for president, I'll vote for him. And this was before I could vote. I didn't vote for him, but it was a speaking, right? Matter of fact, a lot of people ain't gonna like this one. The funny mustache dude from the country over there in Europe with the 3 bars. It's like yellow, red, and black. That country. Where 9 means no. That country, right? The funny mustache dude. He was a prolific speaker. Stalin was too. Gaddafi was too. Osama just was never on stages, but he was too. So, like I said, when I mean attractive, I mean all my life, these are things I recognize in men that I admire. Not to say that I admire all of those men, but everybody has their shortcomings. Everybody has their vices. Everybody has their problems. Nobody's perfect, right? But only a fool cannot learn from a wise man, but a wise man can learn from anyone, right? There's lessons to be learned from all of those men's lives, right? But back to the point I was making. There's a group of brothers around me that I look up to, and I always felt like, I still to this day, they're far away and beyond what the fuck I'm capable and have the capacity of currently. That used to really bother me, but now I understand, because instead of being a dickhead and being in my lower self and, you know what I'm saying, bad-mouthing people, or, you know what I'm saying, like being stupid and immature, I just withdrew into myself and studied harder. This shit you don't know. They talk like you talk. Y'all the same age. Y'all look damn near the same. Why you can't? And so I figured some shit out, and the shit I'm on now actually incorporates everything that we've all been doing. Now I feel like I have a place in that group. Even though if I said this to them, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You had a place the whole time. What the fuck? Right? But that's self-doubt shit, self-image shit. Everybody has their issues that they deal with, right? I have a high level of expectation for myself and everybody around me. So I'm always doing the math as to whether or not I'm standing up to or weighing up to, you know what I'm saying, my perceived value, which is high as fuck. And sometimes I feel like I'm not. And when I do, I don't want people to see that in me. Even though most people can't tell, because I don't show that shit. I never look like what the fuck I'm going through. So I said all that to say, stop comparing yourself to people. Stop competing with other people. This life is not about competition. We are human beings. We have free will for a reason. We are the highest evolution of life on this planet currently. Is there other shit out here beyond us? Yeah, probably. It may still be on the planet currently. You know what I'm saying? We just the thing that everybody see. You feel me? But fam, the dopest thing about being a human is that you're creative. Right? We were created to be creative. We were created in the image of a creator. So by definition and innately, we have to be creative if we were made in an image of a creator. Competing with other creators is counterproductive. Why not just collaborate? It's a whole lot of C's going around. You know what I'm saying? We talking about community revolution and progress type shit, but on a whole nother level. They got y'all stuck competing for resources that are abundant, that are infinite. They got y'all scared to use AI because the data centers are using up all the water. There's no such thing as all the water. Just like there's no such thing as all the air. Just like there's no such thing as all the sunlight. They got y'all conditioned to believe in limited and finite resources. And when you focus on that, you completely forget about your own infinite potential. This should have been a fucking live for real, but I'm definitely posting this shit on YouTube. We don't have to compete, fam. And you definitely should not be comparing. Because just like comparison is a thief of self-joy, all suffering is self-imposed. You're only suffering because of the way you look at the situation that you're going through. You're only suffering because of the perspective of which you choose to see your situation. Your perception dictates your reality. The angle at which you see things determines the angle, how you feel about them. Why don't you elevate your mindset? This is what that chakra progression is about. Going from the root chakra to ascension. It's about elevation. It's about training your mind to see life and see things from a 30,000 foot view instead of being on the ground at ground level in the situation and stuck there. Because when the why is what you focus on, the how and the obstacles do not matter. You hear me? Damn, that almost sounded like Jim Rohn. I don't know if y'all heard it, but he said, don't wish life was easier, wish you were better. Yeah, Jim Rohn goes on the list too. So does Og Mandino, so does Earl Nightingale, so does Myron Golden, so does Miles Monroe, so does Dr. Boyce Watkins, so does John Hope Bryant. So does Holton Buggs. And a lot of these people are still alive. I'm not competing anymore, I'm collaborating. I'm creating what the marketplace needs. And if you understand that the quickest way to make $1 million is solve a problem that 1 million people have and charge $1 for it, well, everybody is going through the problem that I'm solving. I was going through it. If you're not going through it, you on the way to it, or you just figured out how to overcome it, right? Like Les Brown said, life is all about problems. Either you're on the way to a problem, you just overcame a problem, or, you know what I'm saying, you were in the process of solving a problem. But you got to be hungry. You got to be hungry for freedom. You got to want it so bad that it's like you want to breathe, like E.T. said. Remember the guru told him to walk out in the water, and, you know, he dunked his head up under the water, and when he let him up, he said, what did you want the most when I put your head under the water? And bro said, to breathe. When you want freedom as bad as you can breathe, you will find a way to get free. But it will not come through competition. It will not come through hating on those that have made it through the process that you want to go through faster than you. You can't be 21 in 19 years. You got to trust the process and go through every one of them days. You got to realize ain't no such thing as overnight success. Some of these people started their process before you. They were in the dark longer than you. Like, for a fact, a lot of these brothers was on what I was on before me. I learned a whole lot of shit from them. So it's fair that I didn't feel like I was on their level, but at the same time, create. I've never felt like I was a creative creative, yes, because, you know, I identify and build systems easily. I can do that shit in my sleep. So creative, yes. Artistic, no. But you don't have to be artistic to be creative. There's varying verticals of creativity. You could be a writer, you could be a musician, you could be an artist, you could be an architect, you could be a carpenter, you could be a speaker, you could be a, you know what I'm saying? You could be an institution builder. You could be a leader in your community. All of that involves creativity. All of that involves helping people around you, helping everyone, helping as many people as you can remove the obstacles that are in their lives that are stopping them from getting from where they are to where they want to be. Right? The point of Hero University is to help people progress through the transformation process that is human development, to go further, faster, with less effort, because you have a community. You have the information. You have collective experience of years and decades, and at some point centuries to draw from. Because at a point where I didn't know what I was going through, and I was just unsure, and I was angry as shit, I just didn't want to talk to nobody. I didn't know who to talk to. I felt like I was the only one going through it, even though, nah, dummy, you're not the only one going through this, because other people are going through shit way worse than you. You shouldn't even feel the way you feel. I'm battling with my own thoughts, you know what I'm saying, one on the right side, and I'm a Gemini too, so I do that, you know what I'm saying, but like, whole time, I had a community to go to. I had, still in my phone today, I had multiple people. I could have just picked up the phone and called, what's up, little bro, what you got going on? You good? You don't never call me for nothing, so what's up? I know you got something you want to talk about. You got something to get off your chest? I'm talking about types, you know what I'm saying, to just know, okay, I know bro he ain't calling me for no money and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had the community. But I didn't realize how valuable that was. I didn't realize how fucking vitally important that community and environment was, and how big of a part it plays in progression and development. I don't know why I didn't realize, because that's the whole reason why I like network marketing, because it is a community that fosters that progression and development. I think just being immature and young as shit, I felt like I'm bigger than that, I'm stronger than that, depressed. Who the fuck goes through that? Like, that's dumb as fuck. Like, how? That don't even make sense. And then life punched me in my motherfucking mouth for real. Shut your dumb ass up. The fuck? And it took me a while to even fucking be willing to admit to myself in my own head with my own private thoughts, with nobody else around, in the silence, in the middle of the night, in the dark. It took me a couple years to even be like, bro, you are fucked up right now. It happens. It's okay. But get the fuck over it. Fix it. So, that's why I'm building Hero University. The institution is created for the purpose of creating an environment that fosters human development and transformation. And actually, I've been going back and forth with my ChatGPT for fucking 6-7 weeks now, trying to get a mission statement, like a clear, concise, handful of words mission statement down, and that's it. Hero University exists as an institution built for the purpose to foster human transformation and development. However the fuck I said it the first time. I like the first one better. Now there's a lot that goes into that. And at this point, I might as well just keep fucking talking since I gotta keep driving. First, it comes with self-identification and self-awareness. Who are you? What do you want? What's important to you? Why is that important to you? Where do you come from? What do you believe? Why do you believe what you believe? What do you deserve? What are you fighting against? Why are you fighting against that? And why do you deserve that? What are you willing to do? You have what you deserve? Are you willing to do what it takes to get what you deserve if the solution to getting you from where you are to where you want to be is legal, moral, and ethical? What are you doing right now to further your process towards your goals? Like, do you have actionable steps every day? Whether it's moving you forward an inch or forward a mile, like, have you created those processes and those frameworks in your life, those operating systems that'll help you along the process of your progression and transformation? Most of the time, I never get through all of those questions. And people are like, yeah. Every once in a while, people are like, yeah, here's what I'm doing. Woo, 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 woo. So that's the ideal situation. So from there, I go to, so if I could show you a way whereby through implementing systems that will allow you to accelerate your process towards your eventual goal, right? Help you move further and faster with less effort, right? We're gonna systematize your journey. If I can help you do that, is that something you'd be willing to explore? Because if so, while I can't make you any promises as to what kind of result you will receive from the system I have in mind to share with you, because I don't know your work ethic and I don't know your commitment level to yourself. So I can't promise an outcome until I know those things about you. But I can tell you that our students have been seeing the results they want across the board. Well, these students that have the commitment to themselves, that have that kind of vision about themselves, that have that kind of self-image to see something through, those students are all succeeding at a high level. And the reason we're still having this conversation is because I think you could be one of those types of students. So I don't want to give you too much information, because that's why we have an orientation and systems and processes to introduce the institution to people. But if I were able to get you scheduled for orientation, you think you could find some time in your schedule to attend? We can do it virtual or, in person. It's really up to you. Now, a couple years ago, I was sitting in Vegas in the MGM Grand Casino with Matt Sapala. And there's a video that he made on his YouTube, the Money Smart Guy. One of the highest, I don't know if highest volume producers in the life insurance industry or field is the right designation I want to give him. But I will say he's definitely always number one or number two on our production boards in our company. And we do numbers. Let's just say it like that. And actually, if he's not number one, he's number two, but number two to somebody he trained. So if we talking about leadership, if that don't motherfucking speak volumes, I don't know what else will. But aside from that, I brought him up because a couple years ago, we had a convention. We were sitting in the MGM Grand, smoking cigars at the cigar bar shit, sat up to like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, this man is he got a little bit. He doing all right, you hear me? I've seen his numbers because, we're like business partners type situation. You know what I'm saying? I have access to certain information. I've seen consistent six-figure months for the last 2 years. And he was doing that before I got in the organization, right? So, but anyways, we kicking it, chilling, fam. Middle of the night, after the event, smoking cigars. Everybody got a little drink. We just talking shit, talking shop. And there's a video on YouTube of him breaking down that framework of how to have that conversation with me. And at the time, I understood it. That's not even the first time I had been exposed to it like that. He was just so artful with it. Like, he took the time to do the training because we was having a conversation. Look, I'll show you better than I could tell you. If you go back, I'm going to put this video on YouTube, like, soon. And I'm going to tag that video in the comments. Watch them both and tell me that what I just said in the last couple minutes wasn't the framework we went over a couple years ago. That framework by itself, for those of you that are marketers, for those of you that, do things online, affiliate marketing, for those of you that are building organizations, teams, or, leading organizations or networks or whatever, sales organizations or whatever, that framework, that conversational framework that I just shared with you is something you can use to build and grow your team across the board, whatever industry you're in. It might be a little different sometime, but that was pretty general, fam. And if they can't answer those questions, you should know how to move them along in the conversation or where to stop and invite or, whatever. But that framework will also help you identify who are the people that you really want to be working with so you're not getting burnt out. So you're not wasting your time spinning your wheels talking to people that's not interested, that's not committed, that's cool where they at. Because in the industry we're in, if what we sell is freedom, right? If our goal is other people's growth and development, they have to accept that gift and that responsibility on themselves. And with great power comes great responsibility. You have to make that choice for yourself. I can't want it better for you than you do. So before we go any further in building this relationship, I want to identify whether you're the type of person that I want to invest my time in. And for those of you that are leaders of organizations, you need to have that posture about yourself when you're out talking to people, recruiting, or whatever the case may be, because you're always recruiting. If you're in an organization where you understand the power and importance of leverage and distribution of whatever your product, good, or service is, you should always be recruiting. The best organizations recruit. Ivy League colleges recruit. The Army recruits, the Navy recruits, the Marines recruit, motherfucking Army, Navy, Marine. It's Air Force recruits. All of the special forces divisions that are subdivisions of those bigger organizations, they recruit heavily too. Why is special forces an organization that is known across the world for the elite of the elite recruiting? But how are they recruiting? It's action based. It's what have you done? It's results based. It's where you come from. How do you think? There's all kind of interviews and situations and tests and assessments you got to go through that they put you through before you even know. Right? So there's nothing wrong with recruiting. That's how the biggest businesses are built. That's how leverage is built. And when you have something, when you're working on something that's like your life's work, it makes sense that you want to get that out and provide that value to as many people as possible, or at the very least, expose as many people as possible to your value proposition. No matter how rich you are, still only got 24 hours in a day. Still only got 168 hours in a week. The only way for you to extend your reach is leverage and distribution. And the way that you create that is by recruiting like-minded individuals to help you share and bring your mission to the world, which is why some people say Jesus was like the best networker ever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna go too deep into that and shit. And really, I done pulled over. I don't even know why the hell I pulled over, because I don't need gas. Oh, I didn't turn my GPS on, so I don't know where I'm going. They can fucking wait, because this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Well, I did tell them, fuck this bullshit. And it'd be these times where I'm like, man, this shit is a hindrance to my progress, but it's okay, because I'm getting better at communicating. I'm getting better at organizing my time and my schedule. I'm getting better at motherfucking calming myself down when I'm agitated as fuck and I feel like snapping on somebody or ripping their fucking head off because they ask a simple question and shit. So, but it's all for a reason. Everything I've done, every play I've done, every organization I've been with, every relationship I've built, I don't burn bridges. Go ask about Larry. The worst thing people gonna tell you about Larry is I'm kind of an asshole on a regular basis. But the same people that tell you that about me love the shit out of me too. So, give or take. Not untrustworthy. You know what I'm saying? I'm valid as fuck. Loyal than a motherfucker. Not to a fault, but you know what I'm saying? If I'm a ride, we gonna be all right. On me. You know what I mean? But this university is what the world needs. I want to reimagine education, right? Because conventional education teaches people how to go get a job, how to make just enough to get by. You know what I mean? And a lot of times the real valuable information is left out, and it's left to chance that people happen upon it. I've seen so much growth in my life from having access to this information and implementing it with consistency and discipline that I'm like fucking incredibly excited about my next 70 years, 71 years at least. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, I want to share that with people. And I don't have to sell nothing. I just got to give you the information. I just got to plug you. As the system grows, there's so much more that's going to be added and involved and available to the people that come aboard and decide to take this journey with us. But it don't matter. There's no age limit. I don't care what you look like. As long as you can be respectful of the instructors and your peers, we're good. I don't care where you take the information or where you go with it. You could not like me because of how I look. I don't care. You can still be a student. Just be respectful of your peers and the instructors. We ain't got to agree on everything. But everybody wants to be free. That's one thing we ain't got to argue about. Everybody want to be free. This one here for everybody. Everybody. It don't matter what you look like. It don't matter where you come from. It don't matter where you were born. It don't matter what socioeconomic class you belong to, where you started, where you're at. It don't matter you single, married. It don't matter your sexual orientation. None of that shit matters. Your religious affiliation, none of that matters. Do you want to get free? And follow us to freedom. Because that's what Hero University is about. We're not creating builders. We're helping to cultivate and develop them. The skills that any individual needs to be successful, the laws that govern success and life and universal principles are what they are. You are innately capable of creating the life of your dreams, whatever that is. But most people focus on their nightmares. We're taught to save for a rainy day, right? We're taught to do the right thing for in case of bad times. How about we just do the right thing and know that good times are coming? And the more we do the right thing, the more good even the bad times are. Life's about ups and downs. Life's in cycles. That's why there's seasons. That's why the stock market goes up and down and it's cyclical. Right? That's why if you talk to a good financial advisor, they'll tell you there are other ways to diversify your income and your assets so you can protect and secure your estate for the long term, so you don't have to be subject to the violent rise and falls, ebbs and flows of the recession and inflation economic system that has been designed to play on your top, play in your face, and keep you broke. Because if your money, your finances, your resources, and your assets are tied to the value of this market, and this market goes up and down whenever it feels like, but it corrects. But every time it goes down, it transfers wealth in the hands of the have-nots to the haves, and the haves only have information that the have-nots do not have. It's not even a money thing at this point. It's an information thing at this point. That's why it says our people will perish for lack of knowledge. Because we think we're playing on the same playing field. The chessboard and the checkerboard look exactly the same. But if I'm playing checkers on the chessboard and you playing chess, I ain't gonna win. And I'm really only not gonna win because you're playing at a higher level and I'm playing small. You wanna stop playing small? Learn some bigger information. Learn how the game really works. Get a bigger picture of life. Learn how money grows and how money works. You feel me? Learn how business works. Learn why systems are so important. Learn the fact that if you don't learn how to leverage or create or build or develop a system that's in your benefit, whether that's a financial ecosystem, a relationship system, or even just a community organization system, if you don't build your own, you're always going to be subject to somebody else's. And the reason why they built their own is to keep you subject so they can save themselves time, energy, and money. You don't have a choice. You're going to play the game regardless. Why not give yourself an opportunity to win, fam? I think that's it. I think I should just leave it right there. Yeah. Nah. I mean, there's plenty more to say, but I think that's cool for 35 minutes. If I haven't said enough for you to see value in what's being built with Hero University, it's just not the institution for you. Harvard ain't for everybody. Brown ain't for everybody. Spelman ain't for everybody. Morehouse ain't for everybody. Stanford ain't for everybody. MIT ain't for everybody. LSU, Ole Miss definitely ain't for everybody. Texas Tech ain't for everybody. UT ain't for everybody. University of Florida ain't for everybody. Florida State University ain't for everybody. UCF ain't for everybody. UAB ain't for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? University of Miami ain't for everybody. University of Miami at Ohio ain't for everybody. BYU ain't for everybody. You feel what I'm saying? Hero University. This institution is not for everybody. And I almost wanted to say we'll accept anybody, but that ain't true either. But for those of you that have eyes to see, you have ears to hear, you have goals and heights to reach and desires and inspirations and heights that you aspire to. For those of you, this is for you. Like, it's so bad, I ain't even been speeding. I don't want to get pulled over. I have the time freedom to deal with the bullshit and then go to court back and forth or whatever and sit in their face smug as shit and just be irritating because I'm chilling. I have the time, but fuck all that. My time's better served pursuing my mission. So I'm gonna chill out a little bit. In one way, I'm gonna slow down a little bit so I can speed up and go harder. I can make that commitment for y'all. I'll relax a little bit. Y'all know Larry don't be tripping. I'm gonna do what I want. My granddad used to have this motherfucking thing on his car. You know, the thing that goes around the license plate. You know, people customize them or have different things. And it said, and I remember it was, you know what I'm saying, I think like a 97 Cadillac DeVille with the digital dash, motherfucking, I don't remember if he had a sunroof, but he had the leather top, champagne gold, deep black tint, nasty. We just ride, like, you know what I'm saying? But the little license plate joint said, "I'm easy to please as long as I get my way." That's me. But I'm gonna have it my way because I'm gonna make it happen my way, because I wouldn't have it any other way. Shout out Willie C. Curry. My granddad on my daddy's side cold as hell too. Shout out Dempsey. You know what I'm saying? Dempsey kids. That bloodline just thick. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have no choice. I can't just go to work and waste my life and waste my time and waste this energy, waste this passion, waste these gifts, waste these ideas, giving all my time away for pennies. I cannot. That is fucking depressing. Honestly, to me, that's worse than being in jail. Or it's about as bad. They're equal. Let's say equal, because fuck confinement. But yeah, like when it comes to two things that I never want to do, not to say I'm scared of either one, because if I'll never have to go back to work. Fuck that. I'll create my own job before I go to work. And I ain't going to jail because I'm just not going to do no dumb shit. And I'm going to keep enough money in my pocket that if y'all try me, I got a lawyer and I got bond money. So whatever. And plus, I know that they full of shit and there's plenty of other ways to handle that. But anyways, so I'm not scared of jail or going back to work. I'm not scared of shit no more. There was a time where I was scared of being broke again. I've gone through that. And it was worse the fucking second time. God damn it was worse. But my stupid ass knew. I knew when I identified that thought in my head, damn, stop fucking saying this shit to yourself. I would never even speak it fucking physically. That shit never came out of my mouth for real. I would think it. It was my worst, biggest fear. It's not anymore, so now I can share with y'all. Oh, that's the other thing. Don't be telling people when you're going through shit. Get some mentors. Get in an environment where you could trust people to go to them and tell them when you're having problems, and you could trust that they won't take advantage of your vulnerability. But don't be talking about shit you going through when you fucking going through it. That don't fucking help. Get over it, fix it, find a solution, move fucking forward. You can talk about that shit later when it's part of your story, when those tears turn into fucking testimony, right? So, what I was saying was, I knew that I shouldn't have that thought. I knew you get what you think about. And if you fear some shit, and you really fear that shit, you'll get it. That's why I don't have any other fears. I just have fucking solutions. I used to fear losing my parents. I don't fear that anymore Because at some point, they're probably going to be gone, especially if I plan on living to 108. So they're going to be gone at some point. What's the fucking solution? Turn the fuck up. Make them prouder. They tell me all the time they proud of me, so I'm not doing this shit to make them proud, but make them prouder. I want my parents to have honorary fucking degrees from Hero University because they're my parents. But that's neither here nor there. Fuck, I forgot what I was saying. Just make it happen, I guess. I don't know what the fuck I was saying. Anyways, I will, I must, I'm supposed to. This is my job. This is my purpose. I'm not fucking going nowhere. I'm not faltering. I'm not waving. I don't fear shit. Nobody fucking can stop me. No obstacle formed against me shall prosper. Fuck these ops and these cops and anybody else that think they gon' be some kind of aversion to what I've already decided to create for myself and how I plan on taking it to the world. So, ChatGPT been telling me for a long time, bro, you need to just stop writing. You don't write because you think too fast and it's hard for you to write and keep up with your thoughts. And you guys can see that. I can't write fast enough to keep up with my thoughts. I have to speak them and have them transcribed. And then I got to listen back and shit. It's a lot. But it's been telling me to do something like this for a long time. I'm so fucking glad I did it. Use tools for what they're used for, what they're supposed to be used for. Hammers don't put carpenters out of business. Bulldozers don't put architects out of business. You know what I'm saying? A skid steer is not going to put a zero scaper or a company that's, you know, the number one landscaping company in the city. A skid steer is not going to put them out of business, right? It's just a tool that they can use to speed up their process so they can make money faster, add value to their clients faster, generate income faster, and accomplish financial freedom faster, right? Further, faster, with less effort. That's what systems are about. And that's what Hero University is brought to you for, to help you develop those systems in your life. A human operating system that will propel you to the success that you desire and deserve if you're willing to make the commitment to put the work in, to show yourself worthy. You ain't got to prove it to me. You got to prove it to the universe. And before you get anything that you want, you have to attract it. Everything you want is frequency. Anything you want needs to be attracted to you. And you're just like you're either building or destroying, you're attracting or repelling. If you hate no motherfuckers that got money because they got money and you feel like, the only way you did that is you did some goofy, wild, corny shit, some illegal shit, some fraudulent shit, that is not attractive to money. That's not a attractive, abundant financial frequency that you're operating on at that point, right? You need to identify and adjust and implement operating system that's going to produce a result at a higher level. But all of that starts with your mind, your mental, how you choose and believe to think, right? Actually, I'll put it to you like this. Jesus said, as a man believeth, so is he. Or maybe somebody else said that, right? But you have to understand that the power in that statement is the Genesis, as a man believeth. If you would only first believe, everything else is available and possible to you. If you believe in the Father, if you believe in the Ghost, the Holy Trinity, if you believe in me as the Savior or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm not on a religious shit. That's not where I'm going with it, but understand that the key there is if you believe. So let's start there. What do you believe? What do you believe about yourself? What's your belief level about what you want to accomplish? Do you even believe you can? Because we have to start there, because it's not no amount of information that I can give you that's going to overcome your lack of belief. And like my mentor used to tell me all the time, fam, you cannot despise small beginnings, and you got to give your time self to succeed. It's clear. It's okay that you don't see it right now, but you got to believe it until you see it. And see it until it's right in front of you. You got to believe it here first. No, I'm not. My time more valuable than that. Y'all can go away. Y'all play with me. But all right, so I'm really out of here, fam. It's been 45 minutes. I'm gonna have to post shit on YouTube. I'm gonna add some links to some other videos. I'm gonna add some, descriptions to, what I'm saying, books you can read and shit. I'm gonna post some, what I'm saying, where you can find me and all of that joint like that there. Right now we in the building process. I'm looking for students. I'm looking for advisors. I'm looking for alliance partnerships. I'm looking for, nonprofit organizations, re-entry programs, youth organizations, youth leadership organizations, things like the Future Business Leaders of America. You know what I'm saying? And it could be boys or girls, and boys and girls. I'm looking for nonprofit organization founders that do things just for the young ladies. And I'm looking for nonprofit organization founders that do things for just the young men, and co-ed shit too. I'm looking for, across the board. I don't care how old you are, from 8 to 80. I got you. We got you. Because even if you feel like you're towards the end of your life, if this is some information that resonates with you and you want to come get it, you'll never know the impact you can have just by one conversation you have with somebody that respects you for your experience and wisdom, for your clearly demonstrated experience and wisdom, since, age is just a number, right? So, damn, I wanted to say some shit. Like, you can't be a prophet in your own land. Oh, that's what I want to say. I was like 11 in 7th grade. And one of my best friends at the time, I think I was mad about some shit. And she said, shut up, Larry. She said, life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you react to it. That always stuck with me. We were 11. She was a child. I don't know where she heard it from, but it's always stuck with me. Imagine you being 80, having some information, because you could scroll on your phone and jump on a Zoom, and you learn some shit, and it's like, damn, I wish I had known this 50, 60 years ago, because a lot of the shit we teaching is not new information. It's been updated so people can understand it in the language we speak today, right? With new numbers and stuff like that. So, like, imagine you see some value and you was like, damn, I wish I had known this. And you have a conversation with a little, youngster just starting their first job, and you spit some game and they take it and run with it, and you plant a seed that then creates and builds an orchard that bears fruit and fills the bellies and feeds communities. This is how nations are built. By people having the future vision to share and honor information. This is nation building. It's been said plenty of times that any man can count the number of seeds in an apple, but only God can count the number of apples in a seed. That's the real innate value of leadership. Because when you get information like this and you share it with people just because they need it, because it's valuable, because it'll help. You don't know what seeds you plant is going to be in the right ground, is going to bear an immense amount of fruit for generations. You have no idea. 9 times out of 10, you don't even know what kind of seed you're planting. You don't know, is this going to be a banana? Is this going to be a pumpkin? Is this going to be a strawberry? Is this going to be blueberries? Is this going to be spinach? You don't know. Is this going to be begonias? Is this going to be daisies and lilies and flowers? Or is this going to be a fucking sequoia tree? A great sequoia. Or a Joshua tree. Or one of the magnificent pines you see when you're driving down the highways in the southeast that they used to hang us from. You don't know what kind of seed you're planting. You don't know what kind of legacy you're leaving just by sharing a simple piece of information. Just by sharing a book. By sharing an idea. By sharing an invitation to join an institution. I know I said I was going to shut up a long time ago, but I'm done for real now. But, you know what it is. You know what it is, fam. It's Larry Wiggins, baby, Mr. Lawful Money. And then always, you're going to have to apply yourself to supply your wealth, because the only limitations you'll ever have are those you apply and accept on yourself. Fam, I'm going to see y'all at the top or from the top. The choice is yours. But let me tell you this. The top, the view is great from up here. And the bottom is crowded. The bottom is crowded because everybody trying to compete down there. Up here, create. We collaborate. We rise together. It's forward always. Always forward. But together, we can go a lot farther, a lot faster. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to put that out there in the spirit type shit. So, yeah, but the sky's not the limit, fam. How could it be? There's moons beyond the skies. There's planets beyond the skies. Hell, there's stars beyond the moons and planets. So don't never let nobody tell you that the sky is the limit, fam. How about instead you shoot for the stars? Because even if you fall short of your goal, hell, you might still land on the moon. And I know it is debatable right now whether there's actually footprints up there, but let's just say there's not. Let's say you're the first one to get there. And that's the mark you can leave for your future generations. What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to leave behind? What are you building that's so big, that's so valuable, that it'll outlive you? And that it'll change generations beyond you when people don't even really know your name. They only know your name. Because most people don't know that Harvard is named after one of the founders of the school only because he was one of the first ones to die and he left their library to them. I mean, he was cool. Great. We fought with him. We want to honor bro. He wasn't like a, you know what I'm saying, mogul, business magnate. None of that, bro. All them dudes was clergy. We want to know how to further the ministry for the next generation because our elders are dying. And if we don't cultivate an environment and a community where this information can thrive and we can grow from it, it will die. And so will we, if we understand that our people perish for lack of knowledge. This is my invitation to you. Whoever sees this video, whenever today is July 8th, 2026. Hero, the organization was founded in 2020. The university founding date is going to be July 14th, 2026. Because that was my mentor's Freedom Day. And if he was still here today, he would be on the board. He would be so fucking incredibly proud of what I'm putting together. I was just having a conversation about him a little while ago, and I realized that a lot of time, people that are wildly successful and wealthy, a lot of time their children don't follow in their footsteps. He's got 2 boys. Both of them boys are creative as fuck and doing everything and anything they want to do. What I realized was that he was wise enough to not push them or force them to follow in his footsteps. He did everything he could to create a situation and environment where they can identify their gifts, their skills, their purposes, their talents. And because of what their father built, the financial freedom that he had created for himself, and because of the leadership that he established and embodied around the world, because of the impact he made, his boys are able to do whatever the fuck they want. They don't want to do what he did, and they don't fucking have to. They don't have to, because they're good. They're good. They got the money. They got the understanding. They know what to do. I love them because I love him. But they didn't pick up his flag, and I'm fucking going to. He started Wealth Builders Worldwide. I don't know when he started it. He was already rich, and he didn't fucking have to do that shit when he started it. It really started as just like an organization for him to build a community to help grow his organization and his business and maintain and build and develop and foster relationships as he grew and progressed through his life. That's what it was. And foundationally, it was built on the same premise and idea that Hero University is. It said the Wealth Builders Worldwide mission is to give people the tools and resources they need to enhance their lives, achieve their dreams, and build massive wealth. It said, we are not salespeople, but we are a sales team. And we do not sell products, goods, and services. We sell people on the infinite possibilities of their lives and the power of their dreams. And we sell people on never giving up because we know this to be a noble fucking cause. There is not one more noble. And when I first seen this shit, I was burnt out from network marketing and shit. Burnt out. I don't want to sell shit. I don't want to talk. If you don't get it, I said it simply enough. You're stupid. I'll keep moving. Tell me yes. Tell me no. Tell me right now because I got to go. When I saw that we are salespeople, we are a sales team, at first I was averse to that because I didn't want to be on another sales team. But a few months in, I read that shit again. But we don't sell products, goods, or services. We sell people on the infinite possibilities of their lives and the power of their dreams. We sell people on never giving up. Because consistency is key, and the only time you lose is when you lay down and quit. Oh, fuck. Bro, if I had one wish, it would be to bring him fucking back. It wouldn't be for no money or no shit, bro. It'd be, look. And I love the shit out of my daddy. My daddy like the coolest motherfucker I know. I want to be just like my daddy when I get older. Cool as shit. He don't get mad. Like, you cannot make this man mad. Like, I think I got my ass whooped by my father maybe once. And I was probably like 3-4 years old. The only other time I remember him being upset with me, he looked at me in the calmest tone and he said, you know, man, I'm really disappointed in you. Do you know how bad that fucked me up? Fucked me off, bro. And I know he knew what he was doing then. Because I was a hard-headed ass, stubborn ass, wild ass, reckless as fuck, conniving ass. I was always doing shit. Mischievous as fuck. Just, I wasn't really the most trustworthy teenager. Because, you know damn well he finna go get into some shit. But no news is good news type shit. You know what I'm saying? I made it. But him telling me that kind of fucked me up. But that was one of the coldest dad moments I remember. I remember later thinking, like, and my mom was more of the motherfucking corporal punishment type. Because it was really just her and a bunch of boys in the house most of the time. Like, my bonus dad was around and shit. But he worked out of town. He had his own practice. He was always at work. So my mama used to, you know what I'm saying, put the motherfucking hammer down. You know what I'm saying? Like, she used to tell me when she was little, one day you're going to be bigger than me. You're not never going to think it's okay for you to, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And it be times my mama pissed me off and I just won't talk to her instead of being disrespectful. So she made her fucking point. It stuck. Now we cool and shit. And I deserve most of the ass whoopings I got. And it's a lot of them that I skated on. Like, I deserved a lot more ass whoopings than I got. Really, if I'm being honest. But anyways. My father cool as shit, bro. My parents tell me they're fucking proud of me all the fucking time. My grandma tell me she proud of me all the time. And I don't doubt that Mr. Best would be proud of me, but if I can hear that, that would be fucking incredible. But I can't. So I'm just going to go fucking harder. Harder. I'm going to turn that into fucking jet fuel. Because I can't have what I want, so I'm just going to do the most I can. And I really only feel so fucked up about it because he died while I was fucked up. And I didn't reach out. I could have just fucking called him and he probably would have said some shit. And I'd have been like, you know what? I'm being fucking dumb. I feel like I squandered or... I feel like I squandered an opportunity or dishonored a relationship that I had that was like a once-in-a-lifetime situation. And I am going to post this on YouTube so it can just be fucking out. I can get it off my fucking chest. And I'm sorry. Shit. Man, I still got to go do this bitch-ass assembly. Fuck! Alright, so, goddamn it. Enough fucking tears for today. I got gas. Thirsty as shit. I only stopped because, you know what I'm saying, I didn't want to be driving farther than I had to, and I need to put my GPS on, and I wasn't about to stop the fucking recording to put the GPS on, so. But, I don't give a fuck if you see me cry, bitch. I'm not crying, you're crying, and I ain't no bitch. So, I just got a lot of emotions built up about, you know what I'm saying, passion about what I want to do, and that's fucking healthy, and it's okay to cry sometimes, and men cry, and wear pink too, motherfucker. So fuck off if you got something to say about it, bitch. I don't care. Therapy is cool. It's great. It's valuable. You don't necessarily have to go pay for a therapist if you know how to use your ChatGPT properly. And really, it's not even just using ChatGPT properly, because even before ChatGPT was available, I worked myself through the bullshit without ever admitting to the public what was going on. And I did so by asking myself certain questions. What's really bothering you? Why is that bothering you? Are you sure that's bothering you? Or what do you really want? Why the fuck you don't have it? Are you even capable? Are you worthy? Are you deserving of what you're asking for? Because if not, you stupid fucker, maybe you don't have it because you don't deserve it yet and you got to put some work in. And right now you sitting on your motherfucking ass feeling sorry for yourself because shit ain't going your way when actually it is. You're just being emotional about your motherfucking money. It's not helping, dickhead. So get off your dick, get out your head, go get the fuck to work. You got a job to do. You got a purpose to fulfill. You got shit to do. And motherfucker, all these people pouring into you. You're being a disrespectful little bitch by sitting around being fucking angry, upset, and fucking confused and scared and shit when all these motherfuckers have poured all this goddamn shit into you. How fucking dare you? And that's why therapizing yourself doesn't normally work. However, I spend a lot of time by myself. And when I start to recognize patterns in thought processes and I understand and I see certain shit connect and I can make certain conclusions from my own personal experience, what am I gonna pay you for? To ask me the questions I ask myself? Fuck that. I'm just going to go to the gym and I'm going to make sure I spend an extra 30, 45 minutes by myself every day and I'll figure it the fuck out. So that's what I've been on. And that's where Hero University came from. And I can assure you that if you would only take the time to go within yourself and identify your gifts, purpose, goals, talents, dreams, visions, aspirations, desires, all that shit, there's a lot of questions you got to ask. And it's scary as fuck. It's a journey, but it's worth it. And if you would only take the time to do that for yourself, and then, well, I guess I can't say only, because If you would take the time to do that for yourself and then only believe that the most positive outcome available is what's for you and what's going to happen, and then you move forward on a daily basis, operating in that intention and with that assumption, with discipline and consistency and a high level of commitment that cannot be challenged or deterred by any distraction or detraction or any of that shit. When you do that, you will realize your goals at some point. They will become a reality because they'll be so tied to your thoughts and your life and the energy of what you think about and what you attract, that it will have no choice but to happen. At some point, the universe will get tired of whooping your ass and it'll say, you know what? That one, keep fighting. Just let them through. We got the rest of them. They don't get it yet. Les Brown said that. Go listen to You Gotta Be Hungry. Also, go listen to Earl Nightingale's The Secret. Also, read The Richest Man in Babylon, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, The Magic of Thinking Big, Growing a Giant, The Ways of a Superior Man, The 48 Laws of Power, Wallace D. Waddles, The Science of Getting Rich, The 4-Hour Work Week, Waddles, The Science of Getting Rich. That's a good one. There's a lot more. But I'm late as shit. If I took an hour out my day just to, you know what I'm saying, get this shit off my chest, it's for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how far this video gonna go. I'm finna post it on YouTube, so it's finna be there forever. And I'm really just finna, whenever somebody asks me about why you did Hero, like really, this is probably gonna go as part of the orientation and the introduction into the institution, because fair to assume that if somebody's considering joining an institution, they want some insight into the mindset of the founder of said institution. Here you go. So, I love y'all. Greatness is within you, right? But greatness is calling you too. Question is, are you going to answer the phone? Don't make me leave a voicemail, because I'm going to start texting and blowing your ass up and texting and repeat calling until I feel like I'm wasting my time, and then I'm just going to go on about my business. That's kind of how opportunity hits you too. It'll hit you. It'll remind you a couple times. You'll get some motherfucking validation, and, you know, confirmation comes in 2s or 3s. And if you don't answer fast enough, it's gone. That's why Michael Jackson said he worked so hard. He said, you know how I work so hard when I get an idea? Because if I don't implement quickly, God's just going to get the idea to Prince. He said, hell no. All right, God, I hear you. Now, that's funny. And it's kind of limited mindset thinking. But if you use that thinking to create a sense of urgency in yourself, to implement discipline and implementation and action at a high level, you got a little piece of insight into Mike's life as to why he was one of the greatest. I'm doing case studies on all that shit too. So, you know, it's not just a university in spirit, not just a university by name. This is going to be an institution, a legacy institution. Like, my kids going to walk across the stage. My grandkids going to walk across the stage. My mama and daddy going to walk across the stage. Hell, if I do it fast enough, my grandma going to walk across the stage. And nothing formed against me shall prosper.